So, thanks John for coming in and talking to
problem.
me about the dissertation experience. You've just finished the dissertation, so tell me a little bit about the experience, the good things and the bad things.
Well, I mean, would be positive to start off with, I guess. It's a fantastic experience for you doing research, and you can learn so much about different areas and learn what's consists in research and what you have to do. It's a long process, and I think it's great for your development to be committed to a project. And of course, it always looks good on a CV, that you're committed to a long piece of work. You do learn a lot along the way, and I mean, yeah, for me personally, it was great to the writing and stuff like that. I actually learned a lot about just basic kind of grammar and stuff.
Okay.
Well, just like putting sentences and paragraphs together, kind of linking sections and making like a kind of a fluid piece that kind of goes together.
And how was it different to when you would have written essays for assignments before?
Well, it was more I found this more kind of creative, whereas assignments and exams and stuff is largely based on study. And you kind of have to just relay, you do have to be creative, but you just kind of have to relay what you've learned down. Whereas the thesis, it's all your own work. I mean, it literally is and you really have to, be creative and just kind of be imaginative and write to the best of your ability. Like, I found it difficult because I've been away from college for a few years, so I kind of did find it difficult at the start. Doing assignments and that, it does help you. It definitely does, but I found this to be completely different.
And how did you get over the difficulties of the writing?
Well,
what happened? Was it your first piece that you were giving in, the supervisor was going, it's not the right style, and then you had to rethink it,
that happened a lot. What happened was, just from reading kind of journal articles, I mean, that would give you a great basis for what a piece of research and what a thesis consists of and what has to be in it. I mean, advice from my supervisor was fantastic, and that was a great help. I mean, seeking advice from your colleagues as well was fantastic, and if I was to give any advice, it would be to don't be afraid to ask, because the lecturers are there to support you, they're there to help you, and your classmates are all in the same boat as well. So what I found was we'd be in the library or in the computer room or in the cafeteria, and we'd discuss all our problems a lot, and we found that we were having a lot of similar problems, and it just made you feel there was kind of like a supportive environment, and that you weren't alone, but that did help a lot. And it's definitely just don't be afraid to ask. The lecturers, they are to help you. They want you to do well. It's not like they're trying to, deter you or anything like that. They do want you to do well. So just always ask if there's anything. Drop a quick email, call in or anything like that.
So that was a help.
Yeah, definitely.
And what about then? What research did you do? Your empirical work, was it interviews or was it surveys or?
I did interviews. I did 10 semi-structured interviews. For me, I was kind of struggling with my topic at the start, so in order I know it's very difficult. You have a few ideas in your head to pick a topic, and obviously your topic determines what type of research you're going to do. So I would say, just determine your topic as soon as possible. And because, I mean, for me, for doing interviews, I mean, I had to kind of plan in advance and kind of, get organised people and organise the right people to interview and organise the time that suited both me and them.
Again? What was the topic?
It was, basically it was SSTs, which are self-service technologies, and the kind of the advantages and disadvantages of them. For example, say the self-check-in at airlines and stuff like that.
And so were you interested from an industry point of view? Was it industry people you were interviewing, or was it consumers?
It was consumers. I was looking for a consumer's point of view and how they view it.
And did you find it hard to get consumers then to get people to interview?
I didn't, just because basically everyone's a consumer. So it was easier for me. I know some of my colleagues had. One in particular was doing a thesis on kind of corporate social responsibility in hotels, and they had to go speak to different hotel managers across Dublin. Now, luckily, they had contacts within the industry. I think they did around 8 or 9 interviews. They had about 4 or 5 contacts, but it took them so long to get interviews. So, I mean, as I said, I was very fortunate, but if that is the way you're going to go, and you're kind of looking to industry and management in hotels or tourism or leisure organisations, you really have to determine your topic and get going on it early and organise with them. And, you know, obviously have consideration, keep to your appointments. And if they can meet you, make sure you go there. Do not cancel on
there's
them.
definitely quite a few students who caught this year.
And
that
they got
couldn't
really
get.
stressed because of this, and because if you miss out on 2 or 3 interviews, then the next thing you know, you can't hand in your research chapter, you can't hand in your findings chapter, and it pushes everything back so much. And on top of that, you're trying to manage your assessments and presentations and what have you from your other subjects.
Yeah.
So you
it all
really
just piles up
exactly
then.
yeah.
What about skills? Are there skills now? So now you're going, you know, you're saying you've already got a job sorted and you're moving into the workplace. So are there skills that you developed by doing the dissertation that you think will stand to you or that maybe helped you get that job?
Definitely. I'd say organisation. And just from the topic of the knowledge of the industry, and because I study technology, it's the way forward. So that helped. Organisation. I suppose, you know, don't be afraid to seek. I just learned that, you know, it's okay to seek other people's advice. Don't kind of be worrying yourself and panicking yourself. You're in a supportive environment, and you will be like that in work. You know, look for help. And that's another thing that I learned from doing it. As I said earlier, writing. I learned how to write a little bit better, be a little bit more creative. What else? I did learn more. I just can't.
Yeah, I can think of it off the cuff. That's fine. That's a lot. What you learned is a lot. That's
I know
fine.
I learned more.
No, but that's fine because sometimes people think, you know, oh, well, it's only a piece of academic work and it won't be relevant.
No,
but
but
people keep saying
no,
to me it is
no,
relevant when
it
you go
is.
out into the workplace.
No, it is very relevant. Definitely. It's definitely something that you can use, and as I said earlier, you can definitely put it on a CV, and just ask for someone's advice how to word it on a CV.
Yeah.
But it shows commitment, and you know it shows that you're able to take a big piece of work and complete it and make it your own, and understand what's involved in research. You know, research is very important, and it's good to understand.
Okay. Last thing then, a couple of tips for people who are starting out.
Okay. Everyone's going to hear this a lot. Time management. Everyone will tell you it's in every book, but personally, I couldn't stress time enough. I mean, your students. I mean, realistically, you are going to go until the last week doing this, but just get your topic. You know, get reading your journal articles, your textbooks, and get your topic done as early as possible. Seek advice, get your topic done, and determine what research you're going to use, whether it be questionnaires or interviews. Now personally, I was struggling with my topic. I didn't figure it out until really after Christmas, and at that stage it was too late. Like, you know, so if there is a tip, determine your topic and your method of you know, interviews or questionnaires before Christmas, if you can, definitely, because that will give you such a great foundation for progressing and you know, getting stuff, you know, finishing the chapters and
I think that's what happens
like
is that when people start, they think, oh, it's so long. I have from, you know, September until March, April. I have lots of time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then even when they think, well, I've my lit chapter done, I'm sorted now. I don't need to worry about anything else after Christmas.
No, you
but
can't.
the time flies from
it
Christmas
does.
until you really do need to have.
It really goes fast. Like, and you have other assignments and other coursework, and I'd say don't panic. You know, don't freak out too much. Just take each day as it comes. And just do a little bit each day. Do what you have to do, because if you start thinking big about the future, you will get panicked. So just take each day as it comes. I found that the theses in the library, they're very helpful. But I wouldn't take it. I'd use them as a guideline. I wouldn't take everything literally. Like, oh, this is what has to be in my this paragraph or this section. I have to have these headings. You don't. It's your piece of work. Just use those as a guideline, because if you do follow exactly, I mean, number one, it's copying, and number two, it's just sending you down the wrong road, you know.
And the other important thing I think as well is that it needs to be the right dissertation in the library. You know, the dissertation has the library has a huge range. It has to be the top ones. Is what you need to be looking at.
I mean, for me, it was hospitality and certain topics in there. So go to hospitality, get a feel for it, and you know, just seek out your classmates are in the same boat as you are. You know, seek out their advice. Don't be afraid. You know, go to the lecturers. That's what they're there for. There's advice on web courses as well. That was useful too. And I mean, I found that I read far too many articles.
Okay.
because again I was struggling with my topic.
Yeah.
So kind of just keep the reading to a minimum. You know, in the kind of the broad, you'll have a broad area for your topic, but just stay within that area. I went off and I was reading
Yeah,
textbooks and I was wasting a lot of time. And I only realised that after.
And that's
the fact.
part of the time management thing as well, isn't it? Part of the
Of course
time
it is.
management is the lit review is by this time. And of course you're going to still do a little bit of reading, but you move yourself on to the next
Yeah.
stage, and there is a part to it's hard to do that.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, and if you're when you have your meetings with your supervisor, the night before, the week before, whatever, go in with a list of questions and get them all answered. And I don't ask them as many questions as possible.
And another good tip there, John, I think as well is to be prepared when you go into the meeting. A lot of
Of
students
course.
go into the meeting with the supervisor
Don't
and
go
they
into the
don't have
meeting.
pen and paper
Yeah,
and
and
they
it's-
don't have any ideas of what, you know, where you need to have, as you say, a list of questions,
You need to
things
have-
I need, because you mightn't see them for a week or you might see them for 2 weeks, so you
That-
need to...
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you mightn't see them for a while. I mean, yeah, just definitely be prepared because those meetings are valuable. They're personally, I think they were the most important part of doing the thesis and learning what needs to go in it. So be prepared for those meetings. You know, you have to be. You really do. Like, you know, and don't go in like, oh, they'll tell me everything what to do. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you have to come at it.
Yeah.
It's a two-way.
And as well, it's
Because
your
you're
project
learning
and
as you're going
yeah.
along. Like you develop questions. It just comes natural. Like, oh, what should I do here? Does this go here? Should I be looking at this? You know, and
But
it's
if you
very
don't, but
important.
you're right, if you don't go in with a list of topics or questions, then what can happen is you can come out and think, well, I actually don't know
Yeah.
how much, because the supervisor may have imparted knowledge that they wanted you to find out
course.
about, but you didn't necessarily get
No.
what you needed to get you to the next
Sure.
stage. So
Yeah.
it's very important to have a list or,
course.
you know, whatever that you know
Oh,
you're getting
definitely,
out
yeah.
of it, what you need next step, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks very much.